Hi students, welcome to English class. Today we are going to see poem 2 or Casuarina Tree written by Toru Dutt. Let me start this class with a warm up. Imagine that you visit your school after several years. As you cross the temple at the entrance and walk in every place, cheerful memories fill your mind, isn't it? Let us lend our ears to an old student who recalls his or her memories. I used to worship God every day when I entered my school. I used to play games with my friends. I sang rhymes in the assembly program with my mates. I used to get along with my friends very friendly. I took part in the march past when the sports day was celebrated. On the sports day, I took part in the culturals. Our house won the shield and I was very happy to receive the shield with my housemates. I enjoyed the business day which is celebrated every year very enthusiastically. I participated in the Rangoli contest. I won prize for my Rangoli. I studied in these classrooms with my friends, etc. etc. In the same way, the poet describes the tall and strong casuarina tree and its winding python like creeper. Casuarina tree means savukku maram. You see, a creeper is winding around the tree, which is like a python. So, the poet is comparing this climber to a python. You know what is python? மலப்பாம்பு மாதிரி இந்த கிளைம்பர் அந்த மரத்தை சுற்றி மேலே படர்ந்து ஏறுது அப்படின்னு கம்பேர் பண்ணுறாங்க. She spends watching the things near the tree. The tree is dear to the poet's heart, not only for its impressive appearance but also for bringing the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood. What is nostalgic? The adjective nostalgic is often used to describe someone who is homesick and wants to be back at home with family. It can also involve a longing for long gone moments. That is, the wistful memory of times that now seem better or simpler. திரும்பி கிடைக்க முடியாத அந்த சின்ன வயசில் அனுபவிச்ச என்ஜாய்மெண்ட் இப்போ கிடைச்சா எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு ஏங்குறது. She can hear the tree lamenting over the absence. She consecrates the tree's memory to her loved ones who are not alive. Who are those loved ones? Her siblings. She loves them above all. For their sake, she immortalizes the tree. Immortalizes means அந்த ட்ரீயை இப்போ அவங்க உயிரோட்டமாக பார்க்குறாங்க. இப்போ இருக்கிற மாதிரி அந்த ட்ரீ கிட்ட நம்ம விளையாடுற மாதிரி இப்படியெல்லாம் பார்க்குறாங்க. She expresses her wish that the tree should be remembered out of love and not just because it cannot be forgotten. அதாவது என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, அந்த மரம் மறக்க முடியாமல் போகக்கூடிய ஒரு பொருள் மட்டும் இல்லை. அவங்க தன்னுடைய சிப்ளிங்ஸை எந்த அளவுக்கு நேசித்தாங்களோ அவங்கள நினைக்கும் போதெல்லாம் அவங்க சிப்ளிங்ஸோட அன்பு ஞாபகம் வரும். அதே மாதிரி அவங்கள நினைக்கும் போது அந்த அன்பு ஞாபகம் வரும்போதெல்லாம் இந்த மரமும் அவங்களுக்கு ஞாபகம் வரும். இந்த மரத்தை இப்போ அவங்க நினைக்கும் போது அந்த சிப்ளிங்ஸ் ஞாபகம் அவங்களுக்கு வராங்க. ஸோ ரெண்டும் அந்த அளவுக்கு அவங்களுக்கு மைண்டில் மெமரியில் ஸ்டோர் ஆகிருக்கு. Let us see about the author. Toru was the youngest child of 3 after sister Aru and brother Abju. Toru Dutt or Tarulata Dutt was an Indian poet born in the Bengal province in 1856 to the well-known Rambagan Dutt family. As the youngest child of Govind Chandra Dutt and Kshetramoni Mitter, Toru belonged to a family of writers. In 1862, her family embraced Christianity and was baptized when Toru was 6 years. Though she remained a devout Christian all her life, the Hindu system of belief never lost its sheen with her, and its influence can be seen in most of her works. Toru's brother Abju died of consumption in 1864. Her family moved to France in 1869 following the death of her brother Abju. Toru, along with her sister Aru, mastered the French language during their short stay in France. Sometime later, the family moved to Britain, where Toru pursued her education at the University of Cambridge along with her higher French studies. Toru started publishing her work when she was only 18 years old. Despite beginning her literary career with prose, Toru Dutt is known for her poetry. Her first collection, A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields, was a volume of French poems that she and her deceased sister Aru translated into English. Toru, like her siblings, died from consumption in 1877 at the age of 21. Her book of poetry, named Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, a collection, translations and adaptations from Sanskrit literature, was published posthumously in 1882. Posthumously means after the death of Toru. Her more popular poems include Sita, The Lotus, Lakshman, Our Casuarina Tree, The Tree of Life, and Battu. In spite of her untimely death, Toru Dutt remains an exemplary poet, and her works are widely regarded as being among the best of Indian English writings. Now we shall get into the poem Our Casuarina Tree by Toru Dutt. There are 5 stanzas in this poem, and every stanza contains 11 lines. This is the first stanza, and we shall see line by line explanation of this stanza now. Like a huge python winding round and round. Python is a kind of snake. Malapambu. Winding means with bends or curves. A creeper is winding around the casuarina tree like a python. The rugged trunk indented deep with scars. Rugged means rough. Trunk is the thick central part of a tree. Indented means to make a space at the surface. Scars means wounds. The trunk of the tree is rugged, that is rough, and it is indented on its surface with deep scars. மரத்தோட தண்டுல ட்ரங்க்ல அப்படியே பள்ளம்பள்ளமா இருக்கிறது. Up to its very summit near the stars. Summit means peak. The creeper climbs up to the top of the tree. The tree is so high that it touches the stars in the sky. A creeper climbs in whose embraces bound. Embraces means to put one's arms around. The creeper embraces the casuarina tree very tightly. No other tree could live but gallantly. Gallantly means in a brave manner. The embracement of the climber around the casuarina tree was so tight that only this tree could live bravely. No other tree could live. The giant wears the scarf and flowers are hung. Scarf means shawl. The giant refers to the casuarina tree. There are so many flowers hanging on the tree that looks like a shawl. In crimson clusters all the boughs among. Crimson means a rich, deep red color. Cluster means a group. There are several groups of flowers in deep red color among the branches. Boughs means branches. whereon all day are gathered bird and bee. There are many birds and bees on the tree to drink the honey from the flowers. And oft at nights the garden overflows. Oft means often. Overflows means to flow or run over. During the night time, often a sweet song is heard in the garden. With one sweet song that seems to have no close. No close means never ending. The song is never ending. Sung darkling from our tree while men repose. Darkling means in the dark. Repose means rest in sleep. The sweet song is heard from the author's tree during the night. The people are taking rest. They are sleeping. Stanza 2. When first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it rest. Casement, window, delighted, great pleasure. When Torodette opens the window every morning, her eyes were pleased to see the tree. She was very happy to see that tree. Sometimes and most in winter, on its crest, a grey baboon sits statue-like alone, watching the sunrise. Crest, top. Baboon, a type of monkey. Most of the times in winter, a grey baboon sits alone like a statue and watches the sunrise. While on lower boughs, his puny offspring leap about and play. Boughs, branches, puny, very small, offspring, young one of baboon, leap, jump. That is, at the same time on the lower branches, the young ones of this grey baboon are jumping and playing. And far and near, kokilas hail the day. Kokila is a type of bird like cuckoo. Hail means to call. So near and far away from the casuarina tree, cuckoo birds that are kokilas welcome the day. And to their pastures wend our sleepy cows. Pasture means a field or land covered with grass, where cows etc. can feed. The author says that their cows are still sleepy and they are now walking very slowly towards the pastures. அதாவது அவர்களுடைய பசுக்கள் அந்த மேய்ச்சல் நிலத்தை நோக்கி மெல்ல அசைஞ்சு போய்கிட்டே இருக்குதாம். And in the shadow on the broad tank cast by that hoar tree, so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow enmassed. Tank, pond. Hoar, deposit of white frost on the tree. Vast, broad. Spring, arise or grow. Enmassed, gathered in mass. Cast, an area of darkness. Since it is dawn, white frost is deposited on the casuarina tree. Below the tree, due to its shade, it is dark. There is a broad pond near that casuarina tree. The pond is full of water lilies as snow gathered. Water lilies are as white as snow.